Hello, welcome to those who are already here. Hello, see some familiar faces. Great to see you all. I'm going to check everyone in. If we haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name's Emily, and we'll have a nice, gentle practice tonight. Oh, great. So, leaving your camera on is absolutely optional. I do ask that everyone is muted. If you have any questions or any issues with a posture, feel free to use the chat function at the bottom of your screen, and I'll try to respond to that right away. All right, so props, what do we need tonight? As always, these are optional, but if you have a pillow and either a blanket or something that you can roll up behind your neck, that's always nice. So I have these, I have a bolster as my pillow, and then I have a little neck pillow as well. Totally up to you. And if you want to go without props or don't have them, that's also fine. There's always modifications. So we'll take another minute here to let everyone join us. If you're already here, just settle into your space. Take some nice gentle shoulder rolls, body scan. Find where you are tonight. Tonight's practice is dedicated to spinal movement, so gentle spinal movement, flowing like a river is our theme. Allowing the breath to open up the spine. Last week we worked a lot on deepening the breath. Hopefully we can access that same deep breath right away or just within a few minutes. And we'll have an opening breathing meditation to get us there. All right, I think it's time to get started. How's the music? Anyone want to give me a thumbs up if you can hear it all right? Perfect, thank you so much. All right. So coming to the center of your space, wherever you are, we're going to begin seated. Just starting to close down the eyes, starting to lengthen the spine. Maybe starting to roll the shoulders if you haven't already. Finding your point of suspension in the spine, no tension. Deepening the breath with every inhale, allowing the spine to straighten and rise. Release the hold through the hip flexors. And exhale, top to bottom of the lungs. Let it go. See if you can retain that height, but release any tension with the exhale. Continue on as fast or as slow as you'd like. As I mentioned, we are going to be lengthening the spine allowing it to flow gently. So establish that base for your practice right here, allowing the spine to exist, not to be pushed or pulled one way or the other. If it helps to lean up against something, you do that. Or find the place on your sit bones that feels most natural, and then let the hip flexors go. 2 more rounds of breath wherever you are to seal the opening of this practice, the beginning. This hour all to yourself. After your last exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We begin tonight's practice with an Om, but not in the traditional sense. Tonight will be just a vibration. Lips stay sealed, sound of option to join in or just listen. But as you either listen or join in, feel this vibration traveling up the spine through the crown of the head. Inhale for Om. Exhale. Fluttering open your eyes, we begin in basic relaxation pose. For those who have been to many Sunday practices, this will be familiar. Our bolster or our pillow goes long ways on our mat. Gently transition yourself down onto your back with your knees draped over the bolster. I like to sit down and find the right bend that feels good in my knees, and then roll myself back, maybe adjusting the hips if you need. Once you find the mat, roll your shoulders down and back. Really let them melt into the earth. Let hands fall open. Tuck the tailbone slightly under, but then release the hip flexors, allowing this gentle stretching opening of the spine. Staying here in this position, we're going to begin our spinal breath. Spinal breath is a way to lengthen your breath without strain or force and draw awareness to the center of your body. First, we begin by bringing our awareness to the breath and simply observing its natural length and depth for a few cycles. Simply observe. Next, we begin to imagine that we are inhaling all the way down to the base of your spine and exhaling from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. Do this without strain. Inhale all the way down to the base of the spine and exhale up through the crown of the head. 10 rounds here without strain. Allow the breath to flow like a river up and down the spine. Imagine your spine growing longer with the inhale, feeling it soften with each exhale. Inhaling, growing length downwards. Exhale, softening upwards. After your last round, return your breath to normal and observe any new sensations of length or depth in your body and breath. Observe any sensations of length and depth in your body and breath. Tonight, we are seeking peace right here in the in-betweens. Not the full moment of release after the practice, and not the moment of bliss when it starts, the moment in between, the moments in between. Trust that those moments can still be beautiful. We sit in the in-between tonight. We lengthen, and that is where we grow. Give yourself a little time out, mentally if you need to. A little time to sit in the in-between. Let this space in between be the space that you gravitate towards the grace that allows you to slowly just be. Gather your thoughts, calm your thoughts, and just be. You do not have to rush. You do not have to be in a rush to get to the next thing. Decades from now, you might not remember moments like this, but the wisdom you are gathering right here matters more than you know. Even in these last 8 months, you are gathering more wisdom than you know. You are stronger than you know. And years from now, you will look back and you will see how you have grown. You will be grateful that you chose to surrender and let go. Take one more deepening inhale. One clearing exhale. Very, very gently, the slower the better. Start to remove the bolster or pillow from underneath of your knees. We're beginning with some simple side stretches. The Bananasana, the shape of a banana. It's one of our most descriptive asanas, and it's very simple to get into. From laying down on your back, simply take both feet over to one corner of the mat. Hips stay in the center. Torso falls down and back, and then arms reach overhead to that same side. So both my legs and my arms are gathered towards the left side of my mat. And if you need a little more here, knowing that our aim is stretching the right side if your legs are to the left, take the right leg and cross it over the left, and take the left hand and gently pull the right hand. Now relax the shoulders down the back, let them melt. And surrender here, let go. Can you continue that spinal breath, even if our spine is curved? Take 5 more rounds of breath on this side. Find the beauty in the in-between here. After your last exhale, return your arms down by your sides, legs come to the center of the mat, hips width distance apart, bend the knees. Then knock the knees together in the center. Find that gentle release through the low back. Option to shift side to side. Finding a very gentle massage of the tailbone and the low back. One more breath here. One more exhale. Send the legs down the mat. We're finding the other side. So just take your legs to the opposite side you started with. Arms come overhead, reaching to the other side. Now if you're reaching to the right here, option for left leg to cross over right. Right arm to gently pull the left arm. Aiming for a gentle stretch through the left side. Holding here to breathe. Take 5 more rounds on this side. Releasing the shoulders from the ears, relaxing the neck, release the tongue from the top of the mouth. After your last exhale, gently reset, legs back to the center, arms down in a low V. Gently bend the knees one more time. This time rock gently side to side, windshield wiper your legs. Finding a more active roll through the low back, the tailbone, top of the hips. And then very gently, very slowly start to roll your way all the way up to seated. We come to a cross-legged position. Eyes can stay closed if you'd like. We begin some lateral lean to open up the spine even more. Arms come out to a low V. Inhale, one arm tracks overhead, other arm bends, supporting your body. Exhale over to other side. Inhale back to the first side. Make this a one inhale, one exhale movement. As slow or as fast as you'd like to go. Deepening the stretch as your spine starts to warm up. Now the next exhale, pause on that side. And then come up slowly. We begin the same motion with twists now. See if you can reverse the side. So if you inhaled over to the right, inhale, twist to the left. Gaze goes back. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, twist to the right. On your own time. See if this twist can begin from the mid-back rather than from the hips. Hips stay nice and steady, rooted into the earth. A couple more. And then we bend the arms. We find twists with cactus arms, beginning to open up the shoulders, bending the elbows, whatever is right for you, and begin that same twist. Range of motion might have to cut back just a little bit. Feel the opening in the shoulder that is back. Guiding that twist all the way through the shoulders. Maybe inviting the neck. Take 3 more each side. Breath still part of this movement. If the arms start to fatigue, just bring them down. Continue your twists. When you are finished, come to stillness in the center. Gentle shoulder rolls. And then both hands clasped behind the back. Take a gentle chest opener. The amount of time we spend hunched over can never truly be counteracted by a quick chest opener. So make it your goal to include a little bit more of these in your day. It's been a journey for me. Exhale, release the hands. We're going to find a gentle grounding spinal twist. So relocate or find your pillow again. This time, it's coming long ways on your mat. We may have remembered this one from a previous practice, or find some new depth today with that motion we just created. One hip comes up to the side of our pillow, and then gently we twist our torso over, and we relax it over the pillow. Option to look over to the same side as your legs, or you can try the opposite side, or you can hold in the center. A gentle compression, the low belly will happen, but if it's too much, you can always extend the legs. The goal here is time, relaxing into this posture. So often with spinal movement, it's very quick and very forced, almost like checking a box. Here we find time, use time to find a deeper stretch, one that we can access. Twists side to side. If you think it's not working, there's the beauty in the in-between working for you. So trust and let go. Make your hips, your shoulders as heavy as you can be. Take 3 more breaths on this side. Now, option to stay right here for just a few more breaths, or if you'd like to add a bit of a quad stretch to this, if your quads are feeling tight today, prop yourself up. One elbow comes onto the bolster. We're still twisting, but reach back and grab the upper leg. Invite it backwards, and then see if you can keep that twist so that your shoulder on the bolster is in line with your opposite shoulder. Take or leave this layer, up to you. Just an option. We're here for 3 more breaths. Trying to even out the shoulders to invite that twist back. And then we let it go. Top leg goes long. Just gently press yourself up. Legs go long in front of you. We're finding a counter pose. A nice seated forward fold, just to even out the spine before we find the other side. Inhale, option for arms to come high or stay low. And exhale, start to fold at the hips. Releasing the low back if any tension built up. Take 1 more inhale, lengthening the spine, flowing like a river. Exhale. Inhale, walk yourself back up. And we're coming to the other side. So you can either move your pillow or just move yourself, twist around. I'm going to do that. So my right hip comes up again. My bolster, or just the opposite side. Legs bend so they're alongside your mat. And then torso twists, releasing over the bolster or pillow. Grounding spinal twist, second side here. The sides may be completely different. Welcome them. Do what feels right here. Maybe straightening the legs or turning your head to the opposite side, whatever feels good. Continue that spinal breath. As you inhale, can you lengthen downwards? Exhale, release upwards through the spine. Rolling like a river. 3 more breaths on this side. Last exhale. Option to stay here just a bit longer or coming to the quad stretch on the other side. So for me, right arm is going to bend. And then my left arm tracks backwards, grabs my left toes. And then I twist my torso so I can try, even if I never get there, but I try to get both shoulders in line. Three breaths here before we release. After your last exhale, gently let go of the top leg, pressing yourself up. We find that seated forward fold once more. I'm going to turn and face towards you all. Inhale, arms come overhead or stay low. And exhale, reach for the toes. Bending at the hips. Once you find something you can grab onto, toes, heels, shins, ankles. Inhale, straighten the spine, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Release the head and neck. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, start to press yourself all the way back up. Roll the shoulders down the back. And then we are transitioning down onto our backs. But first, we use the bolster one more time, our pillow. Go ahead and place it behind your upper back or long ways on the mat, and you can move yourself. If it's a long bolster like this, you can put your tailbone up to the bolster And then relax back over it. We're coming into heart pose. Or if it's a little bit shorter, just place it kind of in the back of your shoulder blades and relax over it. We start to roll down, releasing over the bolster, opening up the chest. Option for cactus arms like we did before. Mine don't come anywhere near the floor, which is probably means I need to spend a long time in this pose. So mine are gonna come to a low V, but do whatever feels best for you. If that chest opening is not working for you tonight, option to bring your hands to your hips, to gently remind them to ground down. Even if it's not in force, just tactile reminder. Finding that gentle back bend, starting from the low back. Here, 5 more rounds of breath. After your last exhale, gently, as slow as you can, start to walk yourself back up to a seated position. Our counter pose to this heart opening is a supported child's pose. So we just turn around, leaving the pillow or bolster exactly where it is, and we come into a child's pose resting on it. Of course, if you want to enter into a full expression of a child's pose, feel free. If you're warmed up in the hips and you'd rather take that. If not, gently just release over the bolster and see what you can find. These props aren't a level of weakness, rather a level of discovery. Toes come together, knees as wide as the mat, releasing down over the pillow or bolster. Holding there, noticing that our spine is in perhaps the straightest position it's been in a few minutes here. Can you activate that spinal breath in a different way? Can you find length and ease within the lungs when the spine is straight? Both ends of the breath are here, open. The tailbone is open. The crown of the head is open. Imagine your breath flowing like a channel between these 2 points. Holding the in-betweens here. Observe your surroundings closely and fully. Fully take in whatever you lesson you need to take in right now. You do not have to be in a rush to get to the next thing. Gather your thoughts and just be. Give yourself a little space to sit in the in-between. Let the breath flow in the in-between. The breath lives in the in-between. Take one more inhale. One relaxing, deepening exhale. And gently start to press yourself up. We're removing the pillow for now. Keep it close, we'll need it one more time. And we're extending our legs long on the mat, taking a nice, gentle roll all the way down. Spine is free, spine is loose. Feel each vertebrae as you hit the ground with ease, hugging into the earth. Beautiful. And the knees, bring them into the chest. Hands rock or grab around the knees and rock side to side. Let them fall over to one side, doesn't matter which side. Arms come out to a T. Find this gentle spinal twist. No props, nothing here. Noticing how this feels. Just you. If this feels better than normal, know that this is in there all along. And if something doesn't feel right tonight, know that it is always your choice to adjust. And that's not a weakness, that is a strength. Notice the in-between. Notice muscles you don't normally focus on in this pose. Checking in with your shoulders, your quads, maybe even your calves. And then release everything into the mat. Two more rounds of breath here. After your last exhale, gently start to bring your knees back to the center. Pausing for a gentle rock side to side. And then exhale over to the other side. As we always say, permission to find something different on this side, of course. Both sides are not always the same. In fact, they rarely are. muscles on this side. And then, just like we did before, letting it go. Take 2 more breaths. After your last exhale, gently draw your knees back up to center. Rock side to side with ease. And then come to stillness in the center. One leg crosses over the other. Thread your hands through and find a gentle figure 4 here. Now you can stay here rather than the stretch being focused on the bent leg. See if you can bring this stretch into the low back, resetting, relaxing. Might not stretch, but it's grounding the low back. Now if you'd like a little bit more, option to take both legs over to one side and find a twist again. This time a figure 4 twist. Whichever option, make sure that it serves you best. I'm going to come back to this regular figure 4 because I love that grounding feeling it gives my low back. The stretch through our leg is optional, it's secondary. If that's the loudest thing you feel right now, unclick that heel from your other leg and just bring both knees into center, releasing through the back. Two more breaths before we transition to the other side. If it feels best to you to be in this centered position, stay exactly where you are. If you're in the twisted figure 4, gently start to use the core to bring yourself back to center. Reset as you need. And if you're in a figure 4 in the center, just release the top leg. Roll out the hips if that feels good. And then find your variation of side 2. If you're grabbing behind the leg, make sure the shoulder blades relax into the mat. Permission to adjust, to adapt, to change. That is resilience in action. Two more breaths on this side. And then gently come back to center. Wherever you are, both knees come into the chest, hugging deeply, creating compression in the low belly. For 3, 2, and 1. Let the legs go long on the mat. We're coming into our last posture with our prop. So gently, maybe roll yourself up. You need to find that pillow again. We're coming into the spine lengthening pose. So that pillow comes just below the knees once more. The difference between this spine lengthening in our basic relaxation pose is the gentle bit of traction we find through the neck into the spine. So now is the time to find your balled up shirt or whatever you have. I have this smaller pillow that I'm going to send right behind my neck. And then I just walk my hips down ever so slightly and find that gentle traction through the spine. Take your time getting into this posture, especially because this can also serve as your resting posture. I have a blanket to keep myself warm. Relaxing into the mat. Bringing back that spinal breath. Knowing that anything we practice in this space can be taken outside of these walls throughout your day whenever you need it. So practice this here, knowing that the more you access the strengths of yoga, the more you can take it with you. Tailbone and hips sinking into the earth, shoulder blades melting down. Staying right where you are. We're bringing a river meditation into this lengthening pose. Begin by noticing your breath, where it is right now. Maybe how it's changed from the beginning of our practice. And then surrendering into the mat, into the earth. Begin to envision a river flowing. Maybe one that you've been to before, or just one that you've seen, or one that lives in the imagination. A river is a simple but effective image from nature that reminds us of our own fluid power and malleability. Come back to this meditation. If you're ever feeling stuck or frustrated, unsure which way to turn, stuck in the in-between, stuck in a moment. We know the in-between is where we grow, but sometimes the in-between is where we become stuck. It's sticky. It's a hard place to be sometimes. awareness to your spine. Feel its natural curves from your tailbone to the small of your back. Then follow it up to the back of your heart and continue to track it up to where your neck meets your head. Feel your breath softening. Feel your breath softening your body. The breath softens the body the way the currents of a river soften its banks. Now picture yourself sitting on the soft banks of a gentle river winding through the forest. See how easily it flows over and around rocks and trees in its path, without hesitation or struggle. Notice how when it picks up debris, leaves, branches, the water's flow simply washes them downstream. Dip a toe into the river and feel that the water is warm and inviting. Imagine yourself safely floating down the river, joining its slow currents to carve a path through the landscape of your life. Let the currents soften your body and feel your ability to flow around obstacles placed in your path. Float downstream and feel tension dissolve from your body and worries wash away from you. Soon you'll come to an eddy and easily climb out of the river and lie on the bank to dry off in the sun. Return to your body and the room, keeping your eyes closed, but continue to feel the soft reminder of currents of energy and breath flowing within you. The river reminds us that the destination is not the goal. The river is the journey. The journey is the in-between. You do not have to be in a rush to get to the next thing. Decades from now, you might not remember moments like this, but the wisdom you gather in the in-between matters more than you know. Take one deepening breath. One exhale, let it go. We seal our practice with a breath Om, or an Om vibration, feeling it travel through the spine. Your choice. Or listen. Inhale for Om, hands come to the heart. Exhale. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. May you flow through your week with grace, with strength, like a river. Namaste. Stay here as long as you'd like. This is your space. I'm here if you have any questions or comments. Be back next week. Have a wonderful evening and an even better week. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.